In watching the Spurs-Pistons games, one thing I thought was really interesting is the dynamic shooters play, especially on the Pistons. In particular, we're going to watch Ron Holland and Duncan Robinson, and the differences, the way you have to guard them so differently in the half court, especially off the ball. So in this position, we're watching Duncan Robinson right here, and the Pistons are going to intentionally go after him here in a second to try and create an open look. One really good concept that I love is having the dribble handoff with probably your best scorer, Cade Cunningham, coming this way, because the defense's default is they don't tend to think of the person with the ball as a huge threat immediately, just because they're so used to dribble handoffs like bigs. Think of like Draymond Green type thing. And so they're both going to be focused on Cade. You can see this defender, the defender on the ball, on Duncan Robinson, is waiting for Cade to come off to make sure Cade doesn't get this handoff and come immediately downhill attack. That's the threat that's in your mind. But the issue is with Duncan Robinson, oh my gosh, like that is crazy how open he is. And he's obviously a crazy elite three-point shooter, one of the best in the leagues. And just so much attention was on Cade Cunningham, despite Duncan Robinson literally being the one with the ball and being in a place where he can rise up to shoot. That is just crazy how easy that look gets. Even though he misses that is a crazy high level look for Pistons. And then maybe 2 possessions later, we can see an actual example of him getting a great look and making it actually this time. So they're going to like kind of fluctuate out on the offense. They didn't get what their original look wanted to. They're going to set a screen. Essentially, Duncan Robinson is just trying to get a feel for where the defender is going, whether he's going this way, whether he's going over, whatever, and trying to read it and make the most of that situation. Cade does a good job of putting a good spot, and Duncan Robinson can take the momentum of the pass and keep going back this way. And the screener does a great job. Instead of just staying where he was, he flips around the other way so he can rescreen and give Duncan Robinson this open, semi-open space over here. And maybe the defense was trying to ice it, or he thought Duncan Robinson was going to keep going, but he leapt out there pretty aggressively. And I don't know if Wembanyama is supposed to be up here more aggressively, but this seems like too open of a shot to probably be given Duncan Robinson. That's a pretty clean look for him. But then we also get to see the other end of the spectrum, and that's going to be Ron Holland. And so Ron Holland, I would say, is borderline the exact opposite of Duncan Robinson. And so clearly the coaching staff is, at least the defenders, went to think like, okay, well, we're going to prioritize Duncan Robinson, obviously the good shooter over here, and we're not really going to care about Ron Holland. So right here, I don't actually know who's guarding Holland. Like, it may be a this defender, and he's just posted up in the paint. I couldn't tell you for sure. But the fact that there is literally nobody that's attempting to guard him says an awful lot. And you can actually see this defender in a second when they're going to pass the ball out here. He's going to make a hand motion. So he like the disrespect of like just saying not even going to remotely attempt to close out, not even going to pretend nothing, just throw the hand motion, says you can shoot it. And even if he makes it, he's shooting like 23% on the year. So clearly the Spurs are willing to live with that shot. And so the big issue with having somebody that's such a non-shooter on the floor is it really collapses the defense where they can just sag off. And so you're not really going to be able to get anything clean at the rim, which is why I'm a huge fan of everyone being at least a competent shooter. But we can see the defense, like no one is making an attempt to get out here with 13 seconds on the shot clock. They just simply don't care. Let him shoot that because they don't believe he's going to make it consistently. And this is now 3 possessions in a row. We're going to watch Wembanyama guarding Holland right here. Actually, it starts with the other defender, and he's like, okay, well, Holland has the ball. I'm literally just going to leave him and go out here to this other player, which is also absolutely insane. Okay, ball's going to get swung back here. Wembanyama is like going to take half a step, but he's daring him to shoot that ball. Like he wants him to shoot that ball. And if you airball it from the corner and then call for the ball immediately back is not a great sign, to be honest.